Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Slasher Report, and we got some huge, exciting news to go over for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The game, I know, right? There's something groundbreaking going on right here, let me tell you. So this is definitely a lot of potential right here. So we just, recently made a video a few days ago, of the state of TCM, how we just literally said it's the death of TCM, my expressions on it and everything like that. And I even sent the video over to Gun's Discord and everything. Not sure if they, viewed it or whatnot, but it definitely has made some changes since the video. And this is actually pretty exciting here. They actually just made a tweet today, an official tweet, stating in regards to the peer-to-peer transition. So this is huge because there's another video game that the company is listening to the fans and making changes, and that in particular is Call of Duty with the Black Ops game, and the zombies and the state of the skins that they're doing. That's a whole nother thing, but they're listening to the fans in that regard. And I think with other companies like Gun Interactive, they're starting to realize that, hey, maybe we could listen to the fans and actually make some changes themselves. This is huge. There's some potential that TCM might be coming back. So this official tweet stated the team would like to share an update on the peer-to-peer transition for Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game. The work done for this transition, simply put, would affect stability and performance of the game. In order to continue to allow players to have the best experience, we will not be rolling out this transition and will instead be keeping the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on the same build as our May 22nd, 2025 patch. This will remain the state of the game for the time being, and any updates will be shared via our community hub. Okay, there's a lot to go over with that. And what does it all mean, right? So somebody responded to this tweet from this user here, says, I didn't understand. Will there be any updates or additions to the game? And when will you add double XP and discounts to the game? Their response to this person's comment says, nothing has changed beyond the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remaining in its current build from May 22nd. Double XP will continue to happen periodically, and so will discounts on the title and DLC. Please keep an eye out for those sales when they happen for your platform. This is insanely huge. So the state of the game is not dead. There's hope. There's hope, and I know I could already sense it. I could already see a lot of people were saying, this game's been dead, it's gone, blah blah blah. I get it, right? But for the state of how everything is with these games these days, and a lot of these developers are actually listening to the fans or listening to the players and are making these changes, they could have just ignored us completely and just sent out the peer-to-peer, but they are listening, and that is huge. This is really huge, because a lot of us players and even content creators that make videos to show our expressions, to see the comments and stuff, and send this out to Gun and potentially have them see this, they're definitely listening. They're listening to this, they're seeing this, and they're wanting to make some changes or want to make some feedback. So this is huge because it literally shows us that this game is not dead, that they are still willing to make updates to this game and not just giving us double XP and that's it. They stopped the change of the peer-to-peer so that they could still continue to make, the best servers matchmaking possible. Now, here's another interesting thing that I would like to point out with the person's comment when they said, I didn't understand. Will there be any updates or additions to the game? That's a huge question. That's what everybody wants to know, right? They did not say no. They did not say no. What they said is that nothing has changed beyond the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remaining in its current build from May 22nd. So there's no changes, there's no update, but they did not say no, that that there will not be any updates or additions to the game. They didn't say no to that. So there is an opportunity in chance that in the near future this game might be live again, that this game might be cooking again. And there's another game that has had its resurrection, and it is from Ilphonic, and it's Predator Hunting Grounds. Now, Predator Hunting Grounds, in the beginning of its life cycle, was published by Sony, and Elphonic was only the core developers of the game, and has been kind of stale for some time. Elphonic took over the publishing rights. The game was dead in the waters. Elphonic took over the publishing rights, and they're still cooking. They're actually still releasing updates. They're making bugs fixes. They're releasing new content, new Predator skins, and everything. So this game is still very much alive. And what's to say that TCM could do the same thing? Maybe Gun Interactive themselves stated that, hey, we're done, you know, with the game. We've seen its full potential. Now, what's to say that? What's to stop them from having somebody else take over the publishing rights for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they could have the funds to continue its support and make more content for it, right? They could do it. You know, we were talking about in the last video. They can do this, and this is absolutely huge. You know, we could still have bots going forward. You know, we could still have more maps going forward. We could still have more characters. You know, we could expand the horizons of the Rush Week mode, which is absolutely a phenomenal game mode. If you haven't played it, it's still very live and cooking. The matches are very full. You know, it's a lot of fun. You know, like even the regular TCM mode, the core basic mode, it's still live. Like, people might think like the game's dead, but it's still very much alive. Like, people are still playing it, and like, dude, this is huge. This is what I woke up to. I woke up hella late. I wanted to sleep in and everything. It's my first day off. I didn't think anything was gonna cook with Cook over here in Texas Chainsaw, but he's cooking something, man. He's cooking something for all of us. He's getting the family back together, man. He's bringing the band back together. Cook is getting the family back together, man. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. There's a lot of potential to this, and I want to know what y'all think about this. Do you think that this game could come back again? Do you think if it's someone else? And I think at this state, I think we need a different publisher. You know, because I don't know what I think. I'm not sure what Gun's state is with what they're doing going forward. I know that we all know that they're co-publishing Halloween, the game. I don't think they're doing anything more with that. I think they're just simply in it to help with the marketing and the funds and stuff, because there's a lot to handle with that game. That's the biggest and highest horror IP out there, so they're gonna get all the additional support and stuff. I don't think Gun Interactive is doing anything beefier than that, so I know that they're working on another project. I can't say what it is. They're definitely cooking. They're definitely cooking behind the scenes. I don't know what else past that they're doing from my insider sources, but I can say that for this state of the game, I think it's in a healthy decision that we need a different publisher going forward, so that they could be more active, you know, with these rollouts of updates, with, you know, bug fixes, if there's any more, you know, more content, additional content, and, you know, to get the funds to gain and obtain more licenses, right? Because right now, the state of this game only obtained the license to the first movie. We can still get the remake. You know, we could get the remake movies, you know, with the sheriff as the killer, with those maps, and the house, the family house, could be the 2003's remake house, which is significantly different, you know, of the looks of the house itself. Like, there's a lot going forward that we can still continue to have with this game, you know. And from the state of what Wes has said with TCM2, I don't think we're ever gonna get that. Even if we got a different publisher, we got all the funds and everything like that, I don't think we'll ever get TCM2, because he did state publicly that the license is extremely tricky to obtain, because it's been carried on over from so many different owners and rights that it's hard to backtrack. You have to agree on every single person that apparently that has obtained it from the past, which is ridiculous. It's crazy, but you have to do it, because if you miss one person or company that has obtained it, then they could throw a lawsuit and say, hey, we didn't agree to this or whatever, which I don't understand how in that sense, because I'm not a business, you know, I'm nowhere near in the business department, so I can't understand like, hey, like what all needs to be done, right? But like if it's ownership that you've obtained, I'm sure there's a track record. I'm sure there's something you could go online and you could like track who's owned this property. You know what I mean? It's not like it can't be like, you know, it's not like finding something from the burial grounds, like the fucking ET 2600 game, right? Like you should be able to see it, you know, somewhere in the systems. It's some legal documents. I'm sure that's not hard to discover. But hey, then again, like I said, I'm not a business partner by any means. But you know, there's a lot of wiggle room. There's a lot of wiggle room. I think there's a lot of potential now that we can actually see something going forward with this game. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because like I said before, the only other Texas Chainsaw Massacre game that we have is the 2600 video game of TCM, and oh my god, that is horrible. But I actually have it. But this is the only game, rightfully so. This is the only game that we have for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We need Bubba, we need Leatherface to continue revving his chainsaw here, right? We need it. Like we need to continue to have this game be alive. You know, I don't like, for horror fans out there, it's sad to say, it's not sad, but it's sad to see people in the comments say like, this game's dead, you know, think riddance, this and that. And it's really sad because I don't want this game to be dead. You know, it's not a good riddance. Like, this is sad. Like, we don't, like, this shouldn't be. Like, this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This game's wonderful. It's really amazing. And it needs to continue its support. It needs a different publisher so that we could continue forward with this support. I mean, IllFonic is starting to have that, you know, they're starting to do really good things with this, with them being publishers themselves. You know, with Predator Hunting Grounds, that game is still cooking, you know. Was it like 5 to almost 6 years from now? Because I think the game came out in 2020. And they're doing great things with it. And I think they could take over. I think IllFonic, if it was anybody, obviously with its partnership and relations that they have with Gun Interactive, I think IllFonic could take over this. Now, that is a lot to say, especially with them having a lot to handle with the Halloween, the game. That's going to be big property there. Maybe if it's not IllFonic, because that is a lot, right? We need somebody really in depth to focus on the resurrection of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I think, if not IllFonic, like somebody else that has the time and wiggle room to and funds to continue its support. But let me know what y'all think. This is huge, exciting news. Wow. Like, this is amazing. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Definitely leave a comment. I would like to know your thoughts on this. Do you want that extra support? Do you want this game to come back? If so, who do you want to take over the rights to TCM? Who do you want for them to publish this game? And what kind of content do you want to see in this game going forward? Let me know what y'all think. If this is a good thing, if this is a bad thing, let me know what y'all think. Definitely leave a comment down below, and don't forget to slash a like and subscribe if you haven't. If you like the channel, we're going to continue on with all content relating to this game going forward, Halloween, the game, and everything else that is horror related. Until next time, keep your doors locked and leave the lights on. This is the Slasher Report, and I bid you farewell.